Hey, thanks for stopping by our podcast. In this episode, we are spending some time talking about marriage and parenting. Sit back and relax. We hope you enjoy what you hear. Blessings!
We are here for our third episode already.
Yep, can't believe it.
It's been flying by, but we are going to be talking about marriage and parenting. Marriage first, since that starts for us. But, everyone's different. But yeah, where do you want to start with marriage? You're starting with marriage?
Yeah, so...
Oh, you have questions this time. You came prepared?
I just looked at questions.
Are you going to save that for later, or are we jumping right into those questions?
No, I just have a few. Let me browse. Let me browse through.
You want to start with our story, I guess?
Didn't we already have?
Yeah, I guess we kind of did. We kind of did when we were talking about when I asked my question.
A brief summary. A family friend matched us together, and we met each other in person at like a get together after a church conference.
That I did not attend.
That you didn't attend because you were working, and I was there though. And then we kind of just got to know each other, and then it spiraled into dating. Spiraled negatively. No. Then we started dating and then got to know each other, and then you proposed, we got married. That's pretty much just your standard.
It's funny because I was thinking about it, and I think it was standard for a day, for like back in the day, but it's not standard how we did it now in our generation. Because I feel like we did it
slow.
No. I feel like we did it really old school, in the sense of like
we had to.
Well, we didn't have to. We had our own choices of what to do, but I think we both made that choice to do it like that way, traditional more.
Yeah.
Because, we didn't live together before we got married.
Yeah. We didn't live together. We made sure we always had like a third person with us, or whenever we went out, we were with a group. Sometimes not.
That's the one thing we probably didn't completely stick to old school.
Yeah.
But no, we did it in an old school way of thinking.
Old school manner, yeah.
Is what I was just thinking of.
I feel like, though, it was good for me because I feel like I was able to really get to know you on a deeper level rather than if it was just, I don't know, how do the kids do it these days?
Physical level, I guess?
Yeah. But yeah.
Without going into too much detail.
Keeping it PG. Let's see. Hello, Mother. What did she say? Old school is good and allows couples to really be sure they're meant to be together before moving on. Exclamation point. That's true. That's true,
but I do get a sense of why people would move in first together before.
Yeah, because
you get to get all that, because there's a lot of stuff that I would say
I didn't know
we had to learn.
Right.
We are essentially the same, but we are different at the same time too. And there's little nuances that you learn that we didn't know about until after we were living every day together.
Right. And a lot of people already have that. Not saying that that it was necessarily bad.
No, it wasn't.
Us, but yeah, learning I guess what people would say, learning your icks and having to deal with that. I guess they had the step ahead, and then they can decide, can I live with this forever, or should I dump this person? But we got married And then we had to just live with it.
And again,
And it was all learning.
I don't think you have to in this day and age,
Yeah,
but
you don't have to, but yeah.
I don't think there was anything too far where I was like, forget this. We're done.
She has hair everywhere. We are done. Oh, I feel like I've been better at that. But yeah, and then having to like remember that there's another person's feelings and emotions that you have to keep in mind when you're doing stuff too. Because instead of, being alone and just doing your own thing, you don't really care about other people because you're just doing you.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're with somebody, married to somebody, living under the same house, you have to remember this person has feelings, and keeping that in mind. This person has to eat. We all have to pick up after ourselves and do, stuff together to make sure we're good. Since we're talking about marriage first, how do you think your family and your friends describe you?
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally. Like, what have you heard them say about you?
In terms of our marriage? Or?
Well, no, just, it's a 2-part question, so answer that and then answer another, and then I'll ask another question and then you answer that. How would you say that your friends would describe you? Your friends and family?
I would say caring. I don't know what else.
Really think. What is your, like, when you hear your mom talk about you or your brothers talk about you?
I don't hear them talk about me though.
Really?
Like, I mean, like, what do you mean? Like,
never mind.
What does your family say about you?
I'm funny, I'm caring, I always think about other people.
I've never really asked my
I'm
family,
hilarious. No. Okay, we'll do something else.
I was like, that's a hard one for me. I've never asked them that. Like, what do you think about me?
I've heard your mom talk about you, though.
Well, so you know the answer then.
Yeah, but I'm asking you.
I don't know the answer.
Okay, never mind. That didn't go how I wanted it to go. So let me look for another one. What does love mean to you?
So now you wanted to put me on the spot because I've put you on the spot with questions before.
These are just generic questions that I looked up.
What does love?
I'll answer it after you answer it. I'll give you my answer too.
What does love mean to me? Love means to me being there for someone as much as possible. It means going above and beyond for the person that you love. It means going past what your own perspective might mean. But for me, in general, love to me is God. And so for me, the way God loved everyone, that's how we all should love. Which is just unconditional. It shouldn't be anything like, for me, I've always been someone that loves people in general, like the actual person, regardless if they're different from me, regardless of where they've come from or anything like that. So to me, love is just being caring and doing what you can do for whoever and whenever you can, as much as you can, obviously, as long as it's not completely destroying you. But
yeah, mine is similar. Love is just loving whoever, say you, loving you with everything that I know love to be. So for us in the beginning, we did a lot of the love languages, and so we learned what my love language was and what your love language was. And so based on that, we were able to love the way that I was able to love you the way that you needed to be loved, and then you're able to love me. So knowing that, I feel like loving you, spending the time with you that you need, is how I see love to you. Or maybe cooking you meals, and that's love to you. Or maybe even doing your laundry. That's acts of service. Not really your love language, but still doing stuff for you to show that I love you. And it's true what you said about it, about God being love as well. I mean, he paid that ultimate price to die on the cross for us, to show us that he loved us. I don't necessarily think that we should
Go that far.
and like die for you. I mean, sometimes there might be a point where, I mean, we feel like we're having to die to ourselves to show our love for you or for whoever. But yeah, just loving so much that you'll do anything for that person.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about you. I love you like a love song, baby.
Which love song? Which love song?
I don't even know who sang that song. Selena Gomez.
You lost me.
Oh gosh. I think my mom asked, sharing what our love languages are. I think ours are the same.
It was similar, different, because mine is more quality time and like physical touch, where you are very low with physical touch.
Physical touch was not.
Yours was active service, yeah, and
it was
acts of service, and
I'm trying to think.
We got to recap them.
Yeah, I think mine was like a combination of three. The lowest one was physical touch.
Physical, yeah.
The highest one I think was quality time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one I think was acts of service.
I believe, yeah.
Acts of service, wasn't there like a gift one where you are gift giving? Or is that acts of service? I don't remember.
I think there is another gift one. There is a separate one, but
I don't like gifts either, so...
Yeah, she had a two-part question on that. She said, what are our love languages? And then things we do to show those.
Oh, things that we do. So
I think for you, when it came to me, I know there's a lot of times I want to be hugged and stuff like that, and you're not in those moods.
Yeah, that was one thing that we had to learn too.
Mm-hmm.
At the once we... Because, when we're dating, it's different because... You're not with that person every day. You want to hug them and you want to kiss them and you want to be with them. But then when you're with that person every single day, it kind of changes.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to learn. It was interesting though because we both had to learn. I had to learn that if I didn't want to be touched or hugged, I needed to say it, but I needed to say it gently and not rude. And then for you had to learn,
try to figure out when that isn't the time, and
or even
still learning
not to get too hurt if I deny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that we didn't learn until
recently. I feel like
that wasn't. We've been married for a very long time.
See, this is what I'm trying to figure out. When are you no longer a newlywed? Just question-wise. What's the years? Because we're coming up on 6. I don't consider us newlywed, but I don't know.
I don't think we're newlyweds.
I don't know if anyone else
would. I feel like the first year, 2 years.
Someone who's like 30 years is like, you're newlywed.
No, I feel like the first 2 years you're still in that newlywed area. But for us, since we're coming up on 6 years, I don't think that that's newlywed anymore. I feel like I know you more than I did when we were the 2 years, whatever. Whatever, yeah. But yeah, I would say 1 year for each. Yeah. I agree. 1 year, 2 years. Did you have any questions? Okay.
No.
Shall we do the next one then?
Not right now. I didn't.
Okay.
I don't even know if I have questions for the ending.
What is your first memory? Your first best memory when we were married? Any around any, I guess, if you have a good memory, first memory within the first year.
Within the first year?
Yeah, of our marriage.
I would say on the honeymoon. It was fun going to Catalina Island and Disneyland. I mean, I even enjoyed just watching those videos, even watching the video of us go up to that hike that we went and walked up to, riding the bikes around Catalina Island.
Gosh.
That was
so much fun.
that was way funner than I thought it was going to be. Electric bikes. And we were going between doing that and I think like spending more for the golf cart. But to me, the bike
was fun.
Way cheaper and they were fun.
And
the only problem was the seat itself. But
oh yeah, I feel like we were able to go places that a golf cart
wouldn't be able to go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
helicopter was okay.
Yeah.
The problem with the helicopter is you're sharing it with other people that you don't know. Yeah. That's the only.
So when we
close.
Came in, we were in a smaller.
It was really bad. Yeah.
It was like a smaller helicopter, but when we were leaving, it was like
a luxury one. Yeah, that one was nice.
5-star helicopter. And it was really nice.
But it was funny because everyone that was in there, I think, went over with the small helicopter. And then they're like, well, why would they give us this luxury one going back? You think it would be the opposite way.
It would be the opposite. Yeah. But I remember when we were flying in, we were with a group of these people.
Yeah, they were annoying.
They weren't annoying. They were wealthy. And they were like... talking about Beverly Hills and Hollywood.
Yeah. I think like
they were, I guess,
apartments in New York or something like that too at one point.
Yeah. They were just very wealthy and they were there for their friend's wedding and it was interesting. And then they're like, hi, how are you guys? We're like,
yeah, because you had to wear those headphones and everyone can hear your whole conversation.
We're all wearing headphones and you could hear everyone's conversations in their own mic. It was like, I don't want to hear about you. We just kept looking at each other like, spoiled. These people are spoiled. But yeah, I had my first greatest memory with you definitely was going to Disneyland with you. That was my first time going to Disneyland with you. And I had a lot of fun.
We did a lot. We ran through that Disneyland like in the very first day. I was surprised at how much we did. Because, I mean, I went before, but it was with little kids. And it was still fun. It was great, really but you didn't get to do everything. Yeah. Every little thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that trip, especially since we did the whole week, 5 days.
We did a lot.
Pretty much everything. I mean,
we did, I think, Disneyland.
Almost everything.
Disneyland in one day.
All the rides, yeah.
All the rides in one day because we had the Fast Pass then and it wasn't super busy.
Wasn't that busy, yeah.
Well, the first day that we were there, it wasn't busy. And then the next day we did California Adventure and we did as many rides as we could there, but that felt like it was busier because of it being grad night.
Yeah.
And then I think the next day we did Disneyland. It was
crazy busy, but we were doing like shows and stuff.
Disneyland again, yeah, and we tried to do different shows and stuff they had instead of doing the rides.
Mm.
And then like the next day we were like, we have done everything already, maybe pin trade. So then we pin traded at like
pretty much
every spot that we could see at Disneyland and California Adventure. And then I think we just ate a lot of the food that we didn't get to eat and then just chilled and tried to find... Did we try to find Hidden Mickeys that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was when...
I was playing that game.
Because I want to say the first 2 days it was just us, right? Or just the first day? Just the first day, I think, was just us. And that's when Lonnie and my family showed up. Was the second day or third day we were there? I think third day. think
And
third
then
day they
that's when
showed
we
up.
did like Goofy's Kitchen and then
Mm-hmm.
Ariel's Grotto when it was Ariel's Grotto. Now, excuse me, now it's Lamplight Lounge. But were those the only character dinings that we did?
Yes.
Did we do other ones?
I don't think we did Ariel's Grotto on that first one, did we? Oh, we did.
It was that one, yeah.
We did. I thought it was the second time when we went down for
But I think
the
it was
graduation.
already when we were in California Adventure. So when we kind of planned our day around that, so we chose to do California Adventure that day, and then But it was fun, even going to California Adventure, doing Paradise Pier, and doing all like those arcade games and toss. You know, it feels like you're at a fair. It was really fun.
It was fun going to the huge play area or whatever with Ikaika too.
Oh my gosh! And I didn't even know that existed.
We were like, "What is this?" And we're just running all around that.
I'm excited for when Kalani is older, like at least 5, because I feel like she will be big enough.
It's funny because the only reason we found that was we were trying to go on the little raft ride again, but it was down, and so we just kept walking. And we were like, "Oh, what is this?"
It's like a jungle gym, an
A
outside
humongous
jungle
one,
gym,
going through like trees and everything.
Yeah, it feels like you're in Tarzan's treehouse, and you have like these rope bridges that you run across and go down this huge, like, I don't know. It takes a lot of energy because it's very high, and you're going all sorts of places. And then, oh, there is a slide.
Yeah, there's a few slides,
down,
isn't there? There's a
and
couple.
You
I
slide
think.
down, yeah. So much fun, and had no idea that it existed, but yeah, that's something that we'd have to do with Kalani for sure. Oh wait,
Where'd we go? We got. Okay,
Great
I remember
memory.
I remember the room.
Yeah. So that was still part of it.
We got sidetracked with Disneyland. We could talk
Okay.
Disneyland all day.
Yeah.
This isn't that episode though. We already had that one.
Okay, so now that we're coming up on our 6th year, what is something that you're most excited about?
Like future wise, we're talking about.
Yeah. Have we experienced everything already?
No, I think what I'm most excited about is I'm just excited to be able to spend time with you and Kalani, honestly. And then who knows what the future holds if it does hold another child in the future. Or
Yeah.
I'm just excited to enjoy family, really.
Yeah.
That's my greatest excitement right now is being able to just be with family.
Yeah. What was the question?
What are you most excited about for
What
future
are you most
and
excited about? Oh, I guess what are you most excited about now?
right now? Same
Yeah.
thing. Gotta get to be able to be with family, be with you and Kalani, and
Yeah.
spend all that time that we do have.
I am excited. I'm excited that we made it this far because I feel like I am a difficult person to live with and be around because I feel like I am very particular about certain things. And I'm happy that you haven't left me because I can
Won't leave you.
be very annoying. And so I am excited that you haven't left me and that you still treat me with a lot of love and gratitude. So I'm excited to see what else we will learn about each other and how we will move forward and be even better than where we are right now.
Yeah.
I am difficult to be with, though. I know that.
No?
I know that for sure.
Well, I think my own demeanor and everything, I think the reason we were such a perfect match is even though you do have like a particular way, I have no problem with doing if you're like, I need it this way. And I'm like, okay, just tell me how you need it or what you want it to do and I'll do it. I'm not the type to be like, well, I don't want to do it that way. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, if you give me strict instructions, I'll just follow those instructions versus, but that's my personality.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be the way you'd want it versus, and you be happy versus me doing something that you don't like. And
you could do it anyway. Like if I wasn't around, you would do it anyway that you wanted, and it would be fine for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
I'd rather you tell me than me do it, and then you're like, this is
not
completely
how I
wrong.
wanted." Yeah. But I'm not beastly like that. I try not to be. So let's see. Okay, this one's a little personal. Do you want to go personal?
I mean, if you want to just throw that in there, let's do it.
Okay.
How
So-
personal is personal?
What is your biggest pet peeve about me?
Biggest pet peeve about you?
Yeah. I already have one about you, like off the top.
My biggest pet peeve about you is that you personally don't believe in yourself as much as everyone else does. And I think everyone is like this. Everyone's harder on themselves, but I think for you are extremely hard on yourself compared to what and you tend to think of what everyone else thinks about you more than you really need
hate
to.
that I do that, yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, what does that matter? It's not that big of a deal. And so I guess that's my biggest pet peeve, is that you don't believe in yourself as much as what I believe in you. And you don't realize how beautiful you are. You don't realize how great of a singer you are. You don't realize how good you are as a music leader.
Yeah.
And you get in your own head sometimes.
I get in my head a lot.
Yeah. But I think that's a normal human thing and a human thought. I think we're all our biggest critics.
I think it's hard too because I see, at least for myself, I see a lot of other people who are doing what I'm doing, and it's better than what I'm doing. And then I look
Based off your perspective.
based off my perspective. And I also feel like they are doing better too because they have that experience. And I don't have much experience. And I'm learning as I'm going. And so that's part of it too. But I do all the time compare myself. No matter if it's like my weight, how I look, my hair, my family compared to other people's family. And that doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter, because what we're doing for us is right. Yeah. I do compare a lot. I don't believe in myself a lot either, which I should. Yeah. I'm a great baker, and I'm a great cook.
You're a great mom.
And
You're a great wife.
I am a great mom. I do know that.
Great wife.
That's one thing that I know.
You know you're a great wife too.
Yeah. Mine isn't as motivational
I know.
as that.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You miss.
If I cut the
putting-
stream off, I'm
No,
crying.
You're
I'm
crying.
kidding.
You know what my pet peeve is? That you miss putting your clothes in the laundry basket.
There's usually not even a laundry basket in there.
There is, but you put your clothes next to it.
Well, that's usually because probably the basket's clean, full of clean clothes.
You never put clothes away. No, I'm kidding. You do put clothes away. Here's another
No, I
pet
don't.
peeve. Here's another pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
Your keyboards are always dirty. Your controllers are always dirty.
They're not
so
dirty.
I don't have to touch them.
They're just
They feel bumpy. You know, like when you when you touch them and they're bumpy and they just feel gross and grimy. That's
why you have your own controller. Well,
you
we need to get your own
you haven't
Xbox
bought
controller.
me my own Xbox controller. I have to use yours
We'll get you one then,
that are bumpy.
so you can't complain anymore.
And I will wipe mine down every time I use it. Those are really only the pet peeves that I have. I really don't have any pet peeves.
Right.
Actually, I do
Other
have...
than the hovering, the social awkwardness.
I forgot about that. They're very awkward. We've talked about that even in conversations with other people. It's really crazy because you're so awkward that you're okay with being awkward, and you'll be in a conversation with somebody, and then both of you will just stop talking, and then you will stand there, and I feel awkward, and I don't know, like, do I butt in? Do I talk? Do I say nothing? And then it's just awkward.
We're just chilling. I don't get.
Yeah. Let's see. Woo-hoo-hoo. What's something about me that makes you smile?
What about you?
What's something about me that makes you smile? I guess
honestly, just how you are as a mother. I see how you are with Kalani a lot of the times, and I just smile. Yeah. We'll go with that. The clean version of that.
I'm all bothered now. I'm turning red.
Anyway.
I know what you're thinking. Okay. What is something about you that makes me smile? There's just so many. Should I just name them off?
Oh, should I said that? That was the great answer.
No. Let's see. I think
there is a lot, obviously, but if I was to narrow it down, I'd say the mom thing.
I'm sure that's the number one. Let's see. You're a great dad. And I know that because when Kalani sees you, her face lights up. And you're doing something right. Whatever it is that you're doing with her that I don't see, you're doing right.
What don't you see?
When you're putting her down for her nap or giving her her bottle or whenever, like, you guys are together and I'm not there. Like, if I have to go somewhere and you're with her, I don't know if you just put her in front of a TV or something.
No. Not all the time.
It's not the right thing. What's something that makes me... When you're playing video games and you have like this little giggle, that makes me smile. I love that so much. Your little laugh and giggle. When you play the bass, that makes me smile. That makes me smile.
Why? You started riding your mic.
We'll leave it at that.
You want to jump into parenting, or
Yeah, we can jump into parenting. Okay, so
we're considered new. Are we considered new parents?
Yeah, we're new parents. We just had a baby.
Still,
I just had a baby.
Yeah, is it
She's
just
a year and a half. A year and a half next month. Does that make us new parents? Yeah.
I would say yeah.
It does.
To me, you're classified as a new parent unless you have
Other
at
kids.
least two that are over, like, I'd say like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I felt like you're always a new. If you have one, you're a new parent to me.
Yeah, because you're
still learning every single age, and every single age
Yeah.
is something different that you've got to learn.
The funnest things with her, we have a daughter. She's a year and a half. She's pretty much a year and a half, and she has curly hair, and she's the most gorgeous baby I've ever seen in my life.
Sweetest too.
And very, very sweet, and learns very quickly. But one thing that I absolutely love about her is her ability to make herself laugh at herself. Like being a year and a half, she already knows like how to be hilarious. Whether that's covering her face with her hat and being just trying to figure out where she's going, like where she's trying to walk, or seeing her reflection in the mirror, or just making like a giggle, like a fake giggle. Like she knows. She's very, very smart.
Mm-hmm.
And I love seeing her learn. Like, it is crazy. It's so crazy how fast that she learns.
Yeah. And to me, I think being a new parent, you know, I've had nephews, I've had nieces, and I've lived with my nephew as they grew up and stuff like that, but it still isn't the same because, you know, I just pass them on. But, like, I think that I never realized, and I don't know if this is normal, how fast they pick up stuff. Like, to me, I'm like, is this normal that a kid will just, like, we didn't teach her how to go up the stairs. We've never let her go up the stairs. We've never let her do anything on the stairs. And then one day, she just was like, well, I'm climbing stairs, and just started climbing. And I'm like, wait, is this normal that a baby just does it, you know? And so it's interesting to me just how quick she's picking up stuff. And I never realized how, I don't, like, again, if a baby is, it's on the right setting, it's fine. It doesn't really pick up that much, and it's not. And if it is, well on the stream.
I turned it down. Sorry, I was just noticing. I didn't mean to distract you.
But yeah, it's crazy to me how quick.
Yeah, and for like a moment there, I felt like I was trying to have her reach her milestones when she was younger, like 6 months, 7 months. I was trying to make sure that she was hitting those milestones, like making sure that she could say like mama and dada, or that she was trying to crawl. Not necessarily crawling, but trying to crawl, and doing lots of tummy time and being able to lift herself up, or being able to roll over. And I felt like at the beginning, you were working, during this time, you were working and I was by myself. And I felt like I wasn't necessarily forcing her, but I remembered putting in a lot of work to try and get her to do it. And when I didn't see that it was happening, I almost would get discouraged thinking that she was going to be slower. But then when I backed off and I didn't try to do anything,
she just did it.
She started doing it. I wasn't trying to get her to roll over, and one day she just rolled over from her stomach to her back, and then her back to her stomach. And then same thing with like walking.
Crawling and walking, yeah.
Crawling and walking. I was trying to get her to walk, and I just was like, you know what? She's not walking. And then one day she just started walking, and we were all there, and we all saw it. And then going up the stairs too. Like, who taught her one day? She just knew how to go up the stairs. Same thing with a book. She knew that you turn the page to read a book, to go, like, just different things.
You know, I'm surprised. The one thing that I know, they say kids usually go straight right in their mouth, but even like with the phones and stuff and like remotes, she did it like maybe once or twice, and then eventually she just was like, I know this doesn't go into my mouth. I'm supposed to push this or look at it, versus
like she knew
putting it in her mouth. So it's weird.
And yeah, she knew what toys were supposed to go in her mouth, and she knew what wasn't supposed to go in her mouth. And the only time I've ever seen her try and put something in her mouth that wasn't supposed to go in her mouth was hair. And we were really good at making sure that there's no hair anywhere for her to put in her mouth. And she's just really good. And now if she sees trash, even that,
Yeah, because she kept playing with the trash for like
She
the
kept
longest
playing
time,
with the trash can
but
and
not like. And now that she's walking around, she realizes, oh, this
this
goes
is
into
trash,
here,
and it goes in the
and she
trash.
doesn't actually just play with it anymore. She uses it the way it's supposed to be used.
It's crazy. Like, she just knows. Probably because she's observing. Very observant. Very, very observant. And I think, too, for us, we really try not to make a big deal about the negative things. So, as an example, I feel like a lot of parents have trouble with, say, their toddlers or their kids touching their Christmas trees around Christmas time. I feel like we only had to tell her one time or two times.
I don't even think it was two.
We put up the tree and she touched maybe one ornament. And then
it was weird
never
because
touched the tree.
what was weird
Never.
about it is that was still when she was scaling and grabbing stuff.
She
And
avoided
so
the
she
tree.
would scale all the way to the and the
And
heater.
even the heater,
She's
yeah.
touched it a couple of times, but not like touched it, but she just knows. But like she would scale all the way and get to the tree and then be like, oh, I can't touch this. I can't scale this part. So let me go all the way back around instead of going for it. And I'm like, how did you know not to touch that? Like, how did you know? Because I mean, we've said it like maybe once or twice, but.
And the heater, and then there's something else too.
She's also really good though. Like if you like say no, or she'll stop and think about it. Because like even when she's tried to touch the heater, I've said no, and she like stops and think like, "Am I not supposed to be doing this?"
Yeah.
And then she'll just walk away like.
But even then, we don't really use the word no.
Yeah.
Or we redirect and we'll pull her away. And then even when we do that, it's not like she tries to go back to it.
Yeah.
She'll just avoid it. Be like, oh, okay. Like you. Like how your personality is. Like, oh, okay. And then she just does something else. Like we can just distract and move her onto something else and she won't go back to it. Unless it's something that she absolutely loves.
Like putting her stuff over her head.
Then she'll just
over
keep
her face.
doing that, yeah. Let's see, what is another question we could...
For parenting?
Yeah.
Was it harder? Is it harder than you were thinking it would be?
It's actually easier.
Easier.
The hardest part for me was the pregnancy.
Yeah. And the recovery and stuff.
And the recovery. Because I had a vision of how I wanted it to go. And it didn't go how I wanted it. But I tried to keep in mind that it was going to be okay even if it didn't go the way I wanted it to. And so always remembering that. I think I didn't even realize before how amazing a woman's body is and all the changes that it goes through to prepare for a baby. Like, I never expected that I was going to have children. I don't know. I just thought we would not be here anymore, you know, that the Lord would already return. So I never expected that I was going to have children. And then when I did have children, a child, then I was like, okay, we're going to do this. And I was scared at first because, you know, I had never been pregnant before. I read tons of stuff. I had like a book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. And I would read each day and each month, like what was happening in my body. So I knew. Scary to think that a full human grew in my body. Like, that is crazy to me. But I had a really great doctor, and I had you and other people who were...
Chuan.
Yeah, and Shawan. She helped me the most. But yeah, I never expected that. And it was hard because I wasn't eating the best. And so I think that contributed to maybe all the heart issues or the blood pressure and all that. But I ended up having a C-section when I wanted to have
all natural.
An all natural. But then even I didn't want an epidural, and then I had Pitocin to help with the labor, and then the contractions were so bad that I ended up getting an epidural, and then I found out I needed to have a C-section anyway. And so everything already was not going how I wanted it to go, which they say it never is how you want it. Birth isn't how you expect it to go anyway. So I just expected the unexpected, and then I ended up having a beautiful baby. Yeah, the hardest part was the pregnancy and then the recovery after. And then after I started recovering, then it was, sleepless nights, that was not even the hardest. That wasn't even the hardest part, because it was such a joy to have her.
Mm-hmm.
And then to do it along with you. I think when we came home after the hospital, we were both just crying because we were so happy and thankful that everything turned out. Even though I didn't want it to go how it went, we have a healthy baby. I was fine. I didn't die. And everything was really good.
I was going to say...
oh, sorry. I took that.
No, you're fine.
Way too long.
That was fine. I don't think it's been hard being a father, and I didn't think it would be. Especially with you as a mother, it's a lot easier. But the hardest part for me, and I've told you this, was if I wasn't going to be a father, which was my biggest fear, was that something would happen during the pregnancy and during all of it. And being from where my family has gone, what my family has gone through with baby births and stuff like that, it was very hard for me to think that there was a possibility that she wouldn't make it. And so that was my hardest thing, was just thinking like, I'm not going to, what happens if she doesn't make it and I'm not a father? Because I was ready at that point to be a father. So it wasn't hard for me.
Or even losing me and having to just care for her.
Yep. Yeah. And so that was the hardest thing for me. But once all of it was said and done, and especially once we got home, that I was just happy.
It was hard.
Because I hated being in that hospital as long as we were.
5 days?
We were there way too long. Sunday to Friday, yeah.
Sunday to Friday?
Yeah. Because we went there Sunday, and that's when you started, and then you finally had her on Wednesday, and then they let us go home on Friday.
Day after Thanksgiving.
Huh?
Yeah, we were there the day after Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving was Thursday.
We had things. Oh, so it was actually Friday.
Yeah,
was Friday when we went in?
Because remember, I had called.
I thought we went in on Sunday.
When I went into my doctor's appointment, my doctor was like, "Let's have you come in." He's like, "Are you ready to have your baby?" And I was like, "Can I at least enjoy Thanksgiving? I wanted to enjoy Thanksgiving."
Oh, that's right.
So he's like, "Okay, so what you need to do is call the day before you actually go in." So instead of going in, we had Thanksgiving, and then the next day I had called at 7, and they said, "Come at 7:30."
On Sunday, though, right? I'm pretty sure you started on Sunday, because we were there Sunday night was when we started at 7 p.m. And Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday you had her. And then we were in there until Friday.
I don't know. It was such a blur. I'm even trying to remember everything in the room from what happened, and it's such a blur. From up and even after I had her, I don't even remember. And it felt like it was one big day. It didn't feel like...
Yeah, but it was like 12 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Okay. And then another hard part for you too was, since I did have a C-section, you had to go up and down the stairs and get everything for me and do all the lifting and all the getting all the
Oh
food
yeah,
and
afterwards
stuff.
that wasn't hard
Yeah.
though.
But I remember you telling me, "I'm so glad you're better."
Yeah, it was hard. The only reason it was a little bit hard is because it was taking care of both of you guys really
Yeah.
at that beginning part.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't hard
Wasn't
taking
hard.
care of you really.
Yeah. Let's see. So, in terms of Kolani, do you think that she is an introvert? Sorry, this chair. Do you think she's an introvert or an extrovert?
I don't know yet. It's like she has both tendencies, but
You.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. She reminds me a lot like me. Like uh, she may come across as introvert, but
Extrovert.
she's comfortable with being around people. I
Yeah.
guess is the best way.
It's
But I feel
it's
like she's
strange.
more introverted than extroverted because there's so many times like we'll go and do stuff, and she'll be kind of like, "Oh, hey, whatever." But like even with kids, it almost seems like she's shy to
To
be around some
Yeah.
kids, and it's weird.
Yeah. I feel like definitely at church, she's comfortable there because we go there every week.
Mm-hmm.
And then also being around family, it's like your family, it's weird because some days she'll be okay.
Yep.
And then some days she's not okay. She doesn't want to be there. She just wants to be in a quiet spot. But then when she goes like with my family, she doesn't want anything
Mm-hmm.
to do with anybody. She just, so it's like, yeah, for me it's hard to tell too what she is, if she's introverted or extroverted. Okay, let's do another question about Miss Kolani. Okay, so what do you think is one thing that Kolani is the most curious about?
What's the thing she's most curious about?
Yeah. I feel like we let her roam and let her do her own thing. And I feel like she's very curious to learn like what drawers open and what's inside them. Yeah, you probably have a lot of stuff in your room, and that's probably why she wants to see what's in there. I think just seeing different things that she doesn't see all the time, that could be something she's curious about. She's very curious in knowing music. Anything musical, she loves. Let's see. Let's
I
do
was gonna
another.
say, yeah, I would say music is definitely something she's very curious about, and then possibly like basketball. Interesting enough,
Oh yeah.
she's very curious
She's
about.
very curious about basketball. Very, very. So maybe we do one more question. You want to do one more question and then the last couple questions?
Yeah, the random questions
The
that we usually
random
ask
ones,
at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember my question though. I did have a
So-
question
Okay.
for the random part, but
So far,
the random.
how do you find, like before you were a parent and then now you being a parent, do you think your parenting is how you imagined it would be when you weren't a parent?
No, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the way Kolani is, it's different than what I was expecting. Like how we were talking about how quick she learns. I thought I'd be more protective than I am with her. especially being that she is a girl. I thought I'd be a lot more protective, but more now after seeing the way she is and how she learns, I'm more so stay back, honestly, and just watch, because I found that's how she learns better. And so I just literally just let her do something. I'm just like, what are you thinking about when you're doing this? So it's a little bit different than what I was expecting. Like, I thought I'd be, and not that I let her get hurt. People don't think that I just let her get hurt or something. But you know what I mean.
As an example, when we started giving her solid food, we gave her a chicken nugget. Mm-hmm. And usually we broke the chicken nugget in half, and she mm-hmm. would eat parts of the chicken nuggets, because we didn't want her to choke. And then she would take a chicken nugget, and she shoved the whole chicken nugget in her mouth. And we were like...
freaking out, trying to take it out at first.
Because we thought that she would choke on it. And then we pulled it out of her mouth. She'd cry, just be very, very angry and loud. And then... we're like, maybe let's just see what she does with it. So we gave her another chicken nugget. She put the whole thing in her mouth, and then we realized that she was chewing and swallowing it. And so to her, she thought that we were taking her food away. We just didn't understand that she already knew how to chew and swallow. And so mm-hmm. that's an example. I think that's a good example of how
we observe versus what she... Yeah.
What was the question?
You said, is it different than what you expected? What your parenting style you thought would be before, right. Is it different from what you expected? Is it different for you?
It is different for me because I envisioned myself being more strict.
Yeah.
And
I get that too.
I thought I would be somebody who
would never let her watch TV right now and not let her...
In my mind, I was like, she's never going to look at a phone. She's never going to have a tablet, which obviously she's too young, so she doesn't have any of those. But I was like, I'm never going to put a TV on. She's never going to have a screen in front of her. I am going to take care of her 100%. She's going to only read books. She's going to play with toys. She's going to, very narrow-minded. And then once I had her, I found out very quickly that I don't have the attention span or the patience to watch her and take care of her for a full 12 hours by myself without going insane. And so having those little breaks.
I feel it.
Yeah, having those little breaks just to let her watch a little bit of a show or a movie is okay. It's fine. And so, yeah, that's something that
is different.
Is different from my thinking. And I also thought, too, like, for some reason, I thought I would be someone who would not have a lot of, like, lenience. I would be very, take this, play with this, do this. And then if she would fight back, or if my child would fight back, then I would be like, no, you're playing with this. But I'm not like that at all. Like, oh, you don't want to do that? That's okay. Let's do something else. And it took a lot of learning for me to just be okay with that. Yeah. You have your questions?
I do.
I feel like I've been asking a lot of the questions.
I have one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, because you were doing it based off of our topic, but this is open, right?
Yeah.
Well, mine kind of fits with the topic. I'm putting her on the spot again. Top.
Oh my gosh.
Gracie's Corner song. Let's get it.
Gracie's Corner song?
You're a top Gracie Corner song.
My nose is all red.
Mine keeps changing because they keep dropping fire songs at the list recently. And for people that don't know, if you've never watched Gracie's Corner, and if you don't have a kid or haven't listened to it, you don't need a kid. I'm telling you right now, each song is fire.
Who cares if they're nursery rhymes?
They're fire.
bangers.
They are.
I listen to them when I'm by myself. I will have to say, am I going first?
Go ahead.
Okay.
If you have one right off the top of your head, yeah.
Am I doing 1? 5?
You want to do what? 3?
3.
5?
3.
3? Let's do 3.
So 3 are the newest. They're the newest songs that they've made. I mean, their older songs, they're bangers, but the newer ones
that you miss? You ain't gonna mix the classic one in there? That's what's so crazy now, if you really think about it. We're talking about Gracie's Corner, and now they have ones that are considered, I would say, classics, and then there are new ones.
And it's only been
2 years.
2 years. I really like the Ants Go Marching.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's in my top 3. That's definitely in my top 3.
Humpty Dumpty. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Humpty Dumpty. Let's go fire. You got to choose one more.
The panda's jumping on the bed. I could listen
all
to
the newer
those.
ones, huh?
Those are all the new ones. I could listen to those. And
that was one of my top 3.
Yeah, Row Your Boat.
Row Your Boat. Well, okay, so my top, if we're going 3, 1 is definitely Ants Marching In. That one, once it came out, I was like, what is this? I don't know why.
I remember it came out and you're like, when did they start making bangers?
So there's that one. I mean, you have to go with like the original banger. I feel like is Phonic Song. Mm-hmm. That's the original one. That's the one where you're like, what? And that's what really blew Gracie's Corner up, I feel like, is Phonic Song because it's such fire. So I've got to put that one in my top 3. And then, this is harder than the Disney one for me. Figuring out top 3 for Gracie's Corner right now. Oh man, if I had to choose, it'd probably be Row Your Boat. Row Your Boat will be up there at top 3. But I almost put in that new one that just came in. What was the new one that just came out? Patty Cake. Why was she rapping on? She was flowing on that one. That was close. But yeah, if we were going classics, I would say Row Your Boat, Phonic Song, and then definitely
That's how you know
Ants Go Marching In. What, that we're talking about this?
Let's see. My questions, I just looked at them and we already answered them.
Oh, so you didn't have any other one? Well, let's stick with this then.
No. So I have one off the top of my head. What would be your number 1 top destination to go to as a family?
As a family?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it would be fun for all of us to go to experience Japan. Because it would have the mix of like everything that we would like to see. Mm-hmm. But then it would also still have Disneyland. Because there's a Disneyland in Japan.
Tokyo Disney Sea.
Yep. So I think that would be... Because I think we had a list of places we would go. Which I guess we had to redo it. Yeah, Hawaii is obviously... but Hawaii is a given, though. To me, it's like... It's not like we're not going to go to Hawaii. Yeah. So that's why if it was something that I knew it's like possible not to go, it'd be Japan. Japan would be fun.
I feel like Japan is very kid-friendly, too, because I feel like it's really safe already. They let their kids go to school on their own. A lot of them, they walk to the store on their own. True. So I feel like if we were to go there, it would be safe for us to have our child there, and it would be okay. The place I would love to go with all of us, and I don't know if she would fully experience it like we would, but I would love to go to Italy.
Yeah, I put that up there too.
Love.
I think that would be the greatest mix too, because you would have things we could do. Like we said, Venice is one of the ones that was up there at the top for me.
London. I feel like she'd have fun at
London's
London.
not in Italy.
But that's another destination.
Gotcha.
It's another destination. London would be fun. France would be fun. All these places. France. There's a Disney in Paris. China. Hong Kong.
I actually just saw a video of the one in Tokyo. And I didn't realize they went all out with. Did you see the video of like Belle and everything? Australia is in my list too, but did you see all the Belle, like how they have it set up?
I did.
I didn't know it was like that, like Beauty and Beast set up like that.
So
in Japan,
Tokyo is more geared around like, since it's Tokyo Disney Sea, it's their castle there is Ariel's castle, and then they also have other parts of like the princesses, so it's similar to how Disneyland and Disney World are, but it's different. And then Paris, I believe, is also Cinderella's castle, just like Disney World. And then Hong Kong Disney and Shanghai Disney, they both have different castles. And I think one is supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast castle, and then another one is like a candy castle. Like, it's completely different. But
yeah, I saw a video and was like, whoa.
Yeah. But something within America, I would like to go to Legoland.
Yeah, Legoland would be fun.
With Kalani, that would be fun.
Did you have any other questions, though?
Mm-mm. All right, you want to
like a whole family trip. You
want to pray real quick, and then I'll entertain while you go get it?
Oh, okay. If you want to do that.
I'll entertain. All right, we're going to pray real quick.
Thank you, Jesus, for today. I thank you for blessing us with the love of family and this love of marriage. We thank you so much for everything you've continued to bless us with. I pray that you continue to place your hand upon us, place your hand upon Kalani, and I pray that you just continue to use us. We thank you so much for all the many blessings you have given us and all the many blessings that you'll continue to give. And we just thank you so much for all the opportunity you have for us to be able to be a family and enjoy with family. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.